What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the 40K Cafe, and today we're going to be talking about just some fun facts of the Salamanders. One of my buddies the other day wanted me to just talk about anything of the Salamanders, and I'm not going to skip out an opportunity to bring him further into the universe of 40K. As many of us know it, the Salamanders are often portrayed as the good guys of the Imperium, the wholesome super soldiers that willingly will offer up their own lives for humanity as a whole. And this isn't just a personality characteristic, it is something that is very deeply ingrained into their faith and culture. For example, the Salamanders, along with many of their successor chapters, follow what is known as the Promethean cult and/or creed. It is a belief system that places values and priorities on self-sacrifice, loyalty, and the overall benefits of those around you. This is one of the contributing factors that has resulted in the Salamanders willingly giving up their own lives for just standard humans time and time again. Unfortunately, it also results in the fact that they have a high mortality rate due to circumstances like this. And they openly acknowledge this, but despite that, they will still go out of their way to help any individuals of the Imperium that call for aid. Another cool, unique thing amongst the Salamanders is that unlike most chapters of Space Marines, the Salamanders still value familial ties. Most Space Marine chapters end up eliminating and/or purging any memories or ties to those of the mortal plane as you and I see it. Your duty is now to that of the Imperium, and your life will outlast all those around you. But the Salamanders don't see it that way. They value the connection of Imperial ties as it brings them back to their roots, not only reminding them of where they came from, but also what they fight for. Obviously, Space Marines are going to outlast any standard human. But should the Astartes ever come back to Nocturne, they would still see the lineage of their family on the planet. So just imagine having dinner with your family and your great 5 or 10 times over nephew. Another cool fact about the Salamanders, deviating from their culture, is actually their creation. The gene seed of the Salamanders was set aside along with 2 other gene seeds by the Emperor himself to be personally worked on. We're not entirely sure of everything that happened, but their genetic coding was manipulated, and the ones that were set aside were the Salamanders, the Alpha Legion, and the Space Wolves. And the last thing I'll talk about is that all the Salamanders are known for being exceptional smiths. Their gene father and Primarch Vulcan was a smith upon his upbringing, and the Salamanders value this while aiming to uphold and be like that of their Primarch. For reasons like this, each and every one of them partake in being a blacksmith in their own right. As a result, they each have the proficiency with metalworking, and the chapter as a whole has an exceptional record of keeping an outstanding amount of artificer armors, exceptionally crafted weaponry, and also the maintenance of the utilities around them. And if you don't believe me, you can truly see the evidence in their works by looking at their armors, or even just their aesthetics as a whole. The Salamanders bring an incredible wholesome value to the universe of 40K that I wish we get to see more often. But at the same time, the one thing that I can truly appreciate is that when we do see it in the Salamanders, it really makes us value it that much more. After all, probably my favorite episode in the Tithes has to be the first one where the Salamanders and the Ultramarines trade their values and ideals, and the Salamander ends up having to remind the Ultramarine of his roots and where they came from. After all, the Imperium is for humanity, not them. So with that being said, everyone, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Drop a comment if there's anything you guys want to hear about next, and as always, remember to follow for more.